But as I mentioned today, we don't want to waste a lot of time because there's a lot to talk about. We are very, very excited and delighted to have with us in the studio Dr. Edward Ackah Nyamike. Now, Doug is a Commonwealth scholar with a PhD in International and Rural Development. He is also a former lecturer at the University of Ghana, Legon, and currently the MD of Vinaco Lodge Limited. He is also a private agricultural development consultant and the president of Ghana Hotels Association. Dr. Ackah Nyamike Jr. Is the board chairman of Cares Pharmaceuticals and the board chairman of Olive Health Diagnostics and Imaging. He is also the author of Unchained Leadership and also the author of Adventures Beyond Imba Tapa. Did I get that right? Anyway, Doug with oh my God, my tree. Rebecca, how is that word pronounced? Imbatapa.
Impataba.
Impataba.
Hey, you're asking a fellow Ghan woman.
Doug will tell us the correct pronunciation. His midlife autobiography and also other publications. He is he fellowships with the Christ the King Parish Catholic Church Cantonment and is married. He's married, so if you're listening to our Coming Warriors, he's married to Mrs. Juliet Ackah Nyamike of Access Bank and blessed with 5 beautiful children.
Wow.
Welcome, Doug.
Thank you very much, Doc and Rebecca. I'm happy to be here.
Yes, we are very excited to have you. Doug, let's start by asking, what is the pronunciation of your name?
You were very close. In fact, you were very, very close.
Because somebody sent me a message, and I'm sure Azuma is listening.
The name is pronounced Ackah Nyamike.
Ackah Nyamike.
Ackah Nyamike.
Okay.
A lot of the times people try to mention it as Nyamiche.
I nearly did, actually.
Yes, you're not alone. You're not alone. But in Nzima, the Nyamike stands for 8th born.
Aha, that is what he said.
It's the 8th born.
Oh, so you are
my
the 8th
No,
born.
my father, rather.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my father was 8th born.
Right.
And so to distinguish himself, he added the Nyamike to his Ackah, which is the family name.
Okay.
The family name is Ackah. So he added the Nyamike to distinguish himself because he was the 8th born.
Okay, and
So
you've also carried it on.
Well, because I'm junior as well.
I was about to ask if he is the 8th born of his father.
No, I took his name directly.
Right, okay.
8th born, yeah.
Right. But we are very excited to have you. And Doug,
Same
I have
here,
to say
same
that
here.
I'm really, really proud of you. I see what you do in the industry. I see how hard you work. I mean, anybody who works in the tourism and hospitality space who does not know you, then the person really doesn't work in the space, you know. Your work just does not cut across what you do in the hospitality space. It's also cut across what you do in academia, because we've met on developing curriculum for so tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do and all of that.
Well, Doc, I have an interesting background, but basically I read agriculture in the University of Ghana, Legon, after my 7-year education in St. Augustine's College, APSU.
Oh, wow.
So I did agriculture, and then eventually I did my PhD, focusing more on international and rural development. Okay. And then I lectured at the University of Ghana from 1996 till I left in 2009 to pursue other interests. Yeah. And then somehow I entered.
So which department? The agric department?
Yeah, that was in the College of Agriculture then, College of Agriculture and Consumer Sciences, specifically the Department of Agriculture Extension. That's when I left there. And then I got into the hospitality industry as well because we had this small facility at North Kaneshie. We needed to keep it running, so I took over it. And that's how I got into
the hospitality space
industry and then to the Ghana Hotels Association.
Oh, I see.
And went into leadership at the Greater Accra Regional level as chairman for 2 terms. Then they elected me as president of the association in 2018, and I've served in that role till now.
So your presidency cuts across the whole Ghana?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay.
For the Ghana Hotels Association.
That's very
we have regional branches,
right,
and they are led by a regional chairman and executives, and then we have the president of the association nationwide. Yeah.
Right. And in recent time, one of the things people have been talking about a lot is what the awards you did recently. Everybody in the space have been talking about it, honoring people who have worked. Tell us about what the whole 50th anniversary, what was it about, and why were people making all manner of noise about it?
Right. So when I became president of the association, after some years, those who had been in the system for quite some time started prompting me that the association was formed in 1975.
Oh, wow.
And so 2025 will be the 50th anniversary. So we started thinking about how to celebrate that milestone, which is a Golden Jubilee. So we came up with a plan, in fact, a year-long plan linked to our quarterly meetings. We have the National Executive Council, which is made up of the 11 national officers, those who are elected at Congress, plus the regional chairman and secretaries. And we have quarterly meetings. So we decided to link the 50th anniversary celebrations to our quarterly meetings.
Yeah.
So what we did was, first of all, to have a press briefing on the year-long celebration.
Yeah.
Then we had our first activity, which was in the Oxygen City. Coincidentally, in the Oxygen City, a health walk,
right,
to start the whole program. Then we did a donation to the Tema General Hospital somewhere in July as the second activity. Then we went to Cape Coast for a symposium on the theme of the anniversary, which is 50 years of advocacy, perseverance, and impacting the Ghana's tourism and hospitality industry. The minister was there and other big guys in the industry. So that was the symposium for the third quarter. Then we had the awards. And with the awards, like you rightly said, we decided to go back to 1975 and trace all those who had played leadership roles in the association. So regional chairmen and secretaries, and then we also looked at non-association members who had played some roles in the tourism and hospitality industry, and of course the organizations as well. So we looked at all that, and we actually went to all of them nationwide. We went to every corner of the country where our branches had operated, and then identified those who had played roles. Some, of course, have gone to be with the Lord, so there were some posthumous awards as well. So basically, that's what we did, it was more like a national event, and everybody felt part of it. Very inclusive,
right?
Because we didn't leave anybody who qualified per the criteria out at all.
That's very nice, and I mean, I didn't know that it was year long. It means that within the year, because the award actually took the center stage of everything. We all heard about what was.
Yeah, it's supposed to be climax all the activities. It did that quite well.
Okay, it did that well. Well, Rebecca, I don't know if you wanted to ask a question. However, we are live on Facebook, and so if you're listening to us, you can just go and look for ZFM, Z101.9 FM on Facebook, and you'll be able to see us have this wonderful conversation. But in the studios with us is Dr. Ackah Nyamike, who is the president of the Hotels Association of Ghana. And we are having a conversation around the role of hotels to national development. And so we'll get into that conversation. But we are starting quite slowly, trying to understand the background of DOG, and especially with their 50th anniversary, that was all over the news, and everybody was talking about it. So, yeah.
Okay. I have a quick question for DOG. So the association has been in existence since 1975. That's a long time. So let's do a bit of retro.
Okay.
1975, and then now. What are the gaps? What have been filled in? What are the lapses? What is still lingering from 1975 till now that is yet to be solved in terms of challenges?
Right. Okay, so legend has it that the whole association started in the Ashanti region.
Okay.
That's in Kumasi, for some interesting reasons. In 75, that is where we used to have challenges with accessing what we call provisions.
Yes.
Like even toilet rolls
really?
and the bed sheets and mattresses. Yeah, those were the days. exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So these hoteliers came together to see how best they could access some of these items, and then that is what led to the formation of the group.
Right.
Yeah. So that started like a group of hoteliers in Ashanti region. Then other regions also started forming similar groups, and then eventually they all came together to form the bigger group of the Ghana Hotels Association with the branches in the various regions. Over the years, the objective of the association has become more of an advocacy group.
Okay.
You know, we operate within a business or economic environment, and a lot of our activities is influenced by that business environment. So you could have money to invest, you could employ workers, you could also build the facility and then get your items and everything. But there are other factors that goes beyond you, the hotelier. Okay, issues about inflation, issues about exchange rate, issues about taxes, and all of that. So it's that aspect of the work which necessitated the need for the association to start knocking on the doors of government to ensure that the right environment is created for the hotels to flourish. Okay, so that's the aspect of the advocacy which the hotels now really took to control of. And then we also have information dissemination, I mean, and training, capacity building and all that. The hoteliers, the business is such that you need to be on top of it all the time. Things are changing constantly and regularly. So you need to get access to information and make hoteliers aware of it. And that's one of the things that the association too was doing. And also, we have various aspects of the business in terms of the vendors that we work with. So the association also tries to
bring all these people
bring
together.
all the vendors together so that the hotels can have access to it. So all these things now became the bedrock of the association's activities, which is what we've been doing over the years. And then my predecessor, Mr. Herbert Ackah, introduced the aspect of the awards. Okay, more like to ensure that people were doing their work according to set standards for recognition. You know, we enjoy recognition. So then in 2015, that's where those awards started. Which we initially were doing it every year, but the pressure was a lot. So when I
putting everything together,
because
I was there, I was at the awards the last time with I met Auntie Stella Pinto. It was really nice, nicely put together. What was it? Which hotel? It was still Labadi. It was Labadi. It was a beautiful event.
A lot goes into it.
Beautiful event.
So we change it to every 2 years.
Every 2 years, okay.
And then. So this particular one was supposed to be the 7th.
Okay.
But then because of the 50th anniversary, that's why we decided to make it the GHA at 50 honorary awards. So we didn't go the competitive way as we've been doing with the past ones.
You look for the former association members and leaders to recognize them for their efforts.
And there was the aspect which was also very important, which is with the president's special awards. As the president I came up with. And we had Mr. Ackah Sampson of GTA. Very lovely profile. Then Dr. Mensansa. I'm sure every name I mentioned you know. Dr. Mensansa was there. And then Dr. Sarkodie Friye, the Accra City Hotel. And then guess what? Mr. Mike Gizo.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes, Mike Gizo too. You know, he was a former minister of tourism. And then Kofi Akpabli.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So they were in the group of the President's Special Awards. And their profile, everybody listening to the profile were like, they all deserve those awards.
These people are like old guys who have been in the game for many years. Kofi, for example, has been a travel writer for many years and all of that. Now let's go into the conversation proper. I know that we would have to do a part 2 of this conversation. I mean, it's getting very, very interesting.
Anytime.
So that now we can talk about the association proper, you know. But Ghana's tourism sector generated an estimated of about $500 million in December 2025. That's the statistics we are getting. Now, how much of this growth is directly linked to hotel operations, and what does it indicate about hotels' contribution beyond accommodation?
Well, honestly, it will be very difficult for me to place a finger on the contribution of the hotel sector to that amount.
Yeah.
Okay. However, if you consider the fact that a lot of the travelers who come either into the country or those who travel from region to region or district to district end up sleeping in hotels. And also the fact that if you look at the cost build-up in the tourism budget, okay, a lot of it goes into hotels. Exactly. So if you look at it that way, then you can say with some confidence that most of that money came from the hotel sector, and that's really a fact that we so it buttresses the point that the hotel sector is actually a very strong pillar within the tourism revenue analysis.
But do you think that those of you who are into hotels, do you think you are giving the needed recognition? Because normally when you have to talk about destination marketing, most of the time hotels are not mentioned. Though you sometimes will mention some infrastructure, which obviously more of accessibility, roads to the attractions and all of that.
You know why? You know when sometimes when the constant aspect of an equation is taken for granted, that's what happens. You know, it is assumed that the hotels are always there. It is assumed that there'll be a place to lay your head. It's assumed that people will not sleep on the streets because the hotels are there. So that it is that assumption which sometimes creates the impression that they don't focus a lot on the hospital, so the hotels aspect. But indeed they do. However, you also appreciate that when you look at the tourism value chain itself, or the whole concept of the tourism, a lot of the time the emphasis is on attracting people into the system. You know, I watched a video clip some years back, and that is what drew my attention to this whole importance of visibility and destination marketing. Some young Americans were asked whether they knew about the country Ghana. And trust me,
they did not.
Most of them were surprised that there was even a country called Ghana.
They did
you see,
not.
so that first assignment is how to put the name out there. So that when the name Ghana is mentioned,
people would know it.
You would know that it's a country. Because without that, then even the idea of thinking of going to the country itself that's not coming at all. So you would appreciate that a lot of the time the focus is on putting the name out there, marketing the destination, and of course looking at ways to then attract people into the system. So yes, we are a very strong pillar, but because, like somebody said, because they take us for granted, but I don't think it's deliberate.
Before Rebecca comes in, I have somebody tweeting at me with the handle JJ, and it says that, ask Doc, why is it that hotels in Ghana are so expensive compared to other places? Doc, you're dead because
I received these questions.
It was one of my questions.
I'm sure you've received these questions many times.
Many times.
Someone tweeting at me at JJ says
even our own big people in the industry still ask that question. You know, Doc and Rebecca, there are various aspects of that. First of all, you need to appreciate that the hotels operate within a business environment. So the nature of that business environment will definitely influence the pricing. Because if you don't price right, you price yourself out of business.
True.
So that's the first thing. The second thing is that the nature of our business is such that you have to be very careful about the business model that you use. Let me give you a typical example.
Right.
Let's say you have a hotel facility of, say, 20 rooms. Okay. Now, for every night that those hotel rooms are empty.
You're losing money.
Guess what it means? Yeah, exactly.
You're losing money.
You are losing money.
The extent of perishability is so high.
Thank you. Plus the fixed
Cost. You have
Very
to pay.
good. So then the hotels run a model which bases their how do you call it? Their level of operation at a certain percentage on pricing. Okay? So with those 20 rooms, you can decide to peg your threshold as say operating at say 30%. Okay? Operating at say 30%. So you use that 30% to price. Because there could be times that you get less than the 30%. In which case there will be loss.
Yeah.
Now if you are lucky and you hit that 30%,
You're okay.
Now when you go more than the 30%,
You are way better.
they're way better. Now, because it becomes a model across board, then those hotels who go the extra mile to do more marketing, to do more customer service, to do more capacity building, training, everything, they then are able to go above that 30% threshold and make some profit.
Yeah.
But those who are not able to do that,
They just break even.
then they have to just break even. Because if they don't break even,
They are running.
they are out of business.
Yeah.
Okay, so that model is so critical
Yeah.
and crucial.
Yeah.
You cannot assume 100% occupancy for a hotel and price like that. Because if you assume that 100%, there are going to be periods that you won't even have one single person in that place.
Yeah.
Right.
So the model is sensitive and very critical. Okay, and that's why sometimes people think that, oh, but this room, why is it costing 200? Why is it costing 500? It is because of the model that we use. Because if you are not careful, you just price yourself out of business. And then also, we should also appreciate that, you see, the industry has a certain luxury component to it. And then it is a global business. Okay, so we do competitive pricing. If you have this queen or prince or princess coming to the country, sometimes the pricing alone also has a factor
Yeah.
in determining the value of the hotel. So these are all considerations that go into the price. It's not a simple mathematics of I bought this for 20 and I'm selling it for 30 to get 10 cities difference. It takes all these factors into consideration, and of course the maintenance aspect that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So all these ones.
But sometimes too, I hear that. Well, a lot of the arguments I've also heard in the past is that the hotels are so expensive because of the tax imposition by government, because you all pay all manner of taxes, and as a result, the final consumer of the product is the one that bears the cost. How true is this?
Doc, you're right. That covered the business environment part that I mentioned.
You mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if you take the business environment part, again, you're right. You see, we talk about I don't limit it to taxes and levies. I look at the statutory payments of hotels.
Yeah.
If you look at that structure of payments, one component is the taxes and levies.
The other one is utilities and other
Utilities, tariffs, and all those things.
things.
Then the regulatory bodies.
Yeah.
And then you have the copyright. Ghana Music Rights
Yeah.
Organization, the Audiovisual Rights Society of Ghana. All those add to the build-up.
I used to.
And international standardization.
All those
As well,
things.
yeah.
Yes.
I used to run a restaurant. Then one day, this guy comes in and says, "It's from the music girl, some music something."
Ghana Music Rights Organization.
That we need to pay some money to them.
Copyright. Yeah.
And I asked him, when you walked in, did you hear me play a local? The song you were hearing, and that they were playing some foreign song that we probably didn't know the artist. And then he said, did you hear us playing local?
So the cost build up is a lot.
Right.
Okay, so you look at all those things. Even these days, there's TV licenses.
Yeah.
Yes, they're also there, and all that. So
But hotels are expensive. Even your 5-star hotels are selling for $900 a night. I don't want to mention it.
900 is on the higher side, but
yeah,
but you see, Doc, this is where sometimes I also need to
educate us, please.
Yes.
Educate us.
Monkeys, they say.
Play by size.
We have budget hotels.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have 1 star. We have 2 star, 3 star, 4 star. Obviously now call 5 star. Exactly. And trust me, that is why one of our campaign has been to ensure that all our hotels, irrespective of their categories, whether budget one, are up to a certain standard. Very good standard. So that
because Doug, that I've been in tour operation, tour guide for many years, for over 15 years.
You know the game.
Yes. and sometimes the client who is coming wants to sleep in a 5-star.
Yeah.
By the time you put the hotel and transportation, these 2 components, by the time you slap these 2 components together,
you're in trouble.
The rate is almost hitting $5,000. And you yourself, you're asking, somebody coming to Ghana for 8 days, is it worth paying $5,000? They could have spent that money going to 2 or 3 different countries.
Very true.
So that is where I also cite, I agree with JJ when he says that the hotels are very expensive. I don't know.
Yeah, so if we improve the standards in all our categories, it should be easier for you to check your pocket, so that when you sleep even a 1 star or 2 star,
you're okay.
Exactly. You have the because it's all about convenience. It's all about safety, security, and all that. And so long as you have it, yes. So long as you have it, yes, Rebecca.
Let's come to the Gen Z's level. Do you know the terms staycation, vacation?
I have.
Let's go over them again so the dog can get them. The first one is what? Rebecca, staycation.
Vacation.
Vacation. When they say you are my bae, vacation.
And then vacation. So staycation means that I think it's the Gen Z's way of categorizing just a few days stay, out of the home or out of the region. Then the vacation is when a loved one, an amorous loved one, a boyfriend, girlfriend, fiancé, husband, or sugar daddy, takes you out of town or out of the country to a place. So then the vacation, when someone spends the whole day, sometimes overnight, in a hotel or someplace. Have you heard of any of these?
Oh yes, I mean with social media, what can you miss? These terms are becoming very, very popular. Yes. I for me, bottom line, is that you are providing accommodation.
Right.
It is for you, the guest, to indicate your preference. Some of the hotels even operate the apartment type of. And those
even
ones
now they are taking a lot of the traditional hotel.
Yes, exactly. And those ones fit into the staycation that you talk about.
That brings me to my second question. The proliferation of Airbnb. Vis-a-vis the traditional hotels. How are you handling the competition? Because most people who visit the country during their holiday seasons would want to have an Airbnb or these service apartments. Instead of going to the hotels, because with the Airbnb they have the luxury of running their day as they like. How are the traditional hotels managing?
Rebecca, you see, let me put it this way. I have mentioned it a couple of times that I don't really see any stiff competition between the traditional hotels and the Airbnbs. I rather see the Airbnb more like an additional accommodation where people can choose where they want to sleep and all that. However, and I'm sure the topic you sent to me fits into that.
Yeah.
Because when you take your typical hotel, this is a facility that has several other ancillary services, which the MBAB does not fit in.
Right.
Okay, and indeed, if you look at our accommodation needs at peak periods,
we need them.
We need them.
We need them.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. So our issue is not
competition
about competition or Airbnb coming in, because we need them.
Yeah.
However, the issue has been about regulation. Regulation that creates fair competition or creates a fair environment for all of us
to play.
Because if I am operating a hotel and I am paying VAT,
you're paying all the taxes.
I am paying all the taxes and the levies, and then paying all the regulatory fees, and paying your friend the Gamro man, and all that. That results in a cost build-up.
Exactly.
And then the Airbnb is doing zero.
Some are not even registered.
Exactly. That is the issue. That is the issue. So once the regulation ropes them in, and then we are all playing by the same game and measures, then there's no problem, because we need those facilities as well, and for the convenience of it. I mean, so they are a good addition, but let's regulate the space. I know GT has gone far with the regulation, because now they require them to register. What I'm not too sure is that the tax and levies component, whether they are paying the right taxes, and whether they are also being regulated by the other secondary regulators like EPA, like FDA, and all that. You see, once all those things are in place, and we have said, in fact, I went for a meeting with my Central Regional branch, and somebody asked the question that, what if an Airbnb facility wants to join the association? And we're like, so long as that Airbnb facility is registered with GTA
and has gone to all the,
we have no problem. We have no problem. So we are not fighting Airbnb. No, we can't. I mean, it's just like fighting Uber.
It won't work.
It won't work. Yes.
Exactly. So the taxi driver must find a way to adjust the system to fit into the new system. Okay.
Absolutely.
But we just want the environment to be fair so that we can all operate well.
Right. But hotels also play a very key role in job creation, foreign exchange, and local business stimulation. Now, how could you? I want you to explain to us how these hotels are shaping a broader economic landscape in terms of the tourism industry. We know that hotels regain a lot of foreign exchange for the country, and how are they helping the economy to grow?
Good, very good question. In fact, every time I get the opportunity to talk about the industry, especially with the hotel, that is where I like to start from. The contribution of the hotels to the economic growth of the country. First of all, is the job creation or employment that you talk about. Doc, when you take a typical hotel, 10 rooms or 20 rooms, every time you see a hotel, ask about the number of rooms. When you get the number of rooms, it will give you an idea of the number of people employed there.
Okay.
Just multiply the number of rooms by 2. It will give you an idea of the number of people employed there. Sometimes even more. So with this high-end hotels, like the 3, 4, 5-star hotels with about 200 rooms, we are talking about 400 or 500 workers.
That's a large stuff.
Exactly. And in some cases, to when they have special events, they bring in, they outsource people to come and help. Like there's a conference or there's any event or something, they bring in extra people to come and help. So when it comes to employment, it is one of the job creators that has the high potential, like they say, low-hanging fruits. That when you establish a hotel right now, the number of people that you have to employ is right. And that, I'm even talking about the direct employment. There's also the indirect one. Those who come and do your gardens. Some cases, the electricians, the plumbers, the painters.
All these people.
And of course,
and it's a lot.
My own area, agriculture.
Agriculture. The vendors.
The vendors, the food.
Yeah.
And then we talk about those who manufacture them. mattresses,
soaps, toiletries, yeah.
So when you look at it in that sense,
It's a huge economy.
It's a huge economy when it comes to the hotel business.
Right.
So that is one aspect of it. The other aspect then comes to the foreign exchange.
Yeah.
For all those who come, your tourists and all that,
Yeah.
they bring in
the dollars.
They bring the foreign exchange,
Yeah.
which helps a lot. Then you also look at the taxes and levies that we pay yearly. Okay, from the value added tax, with the GET fund, the NHIL, and all that. All those ones, those are the things that are used to construct our roads, to build the hospitals, get water, and all those things. Okay, so those are also there. So these are the three main areas that
take a look at. I have a question from Ackah. Ackah says, ask Doug that how critical is human capital to the success of hotels and hospitality, hotels in Ghana? Because the human capital sometimes, I believe, that can reduce the success of of the hotel's success in Ghana. I don't know, but I think the question is just you get
the
what
angle from which it's come from.
Yeah.
What is a hospitality industry
without human capital?
Without the human capital, and I think I'm getting the suspicion that the Adjoa is trying to judge the importance we place
on human capital,
on our workers and stuff, because
Yeah.
sometimes people complain that hoteliers don't treat their
They
staff
don't pay well.
Yeah, they don't pay well.
It seems to be,
and that affects their service delivery to clients.
Exactly. And it's something that we are trying to also talk about, because recently we held the International Housekeeping Week at Lancaster, and it came out strongly from the workers,
right,
that they need some projection in terms of the value we place on them, and that also relates to the salary that we are talking about. But frankly, the human capital is a big deal, because without that, I mean, what is the hotel business? People have been talking about going to hotels where AI will let you check in without meeting face to face, but we are far away from that.
Yeah.
For now, it is the human beings that
are doing the
work, and that relates to customer service.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we need to invest a lot in their capacity. We need to invest a lot in their training. We need to invest a lot to make them happy, train the emotional intelligence and all that, to ensure that when the guest goes there, first of all, that the guest will come again, and then the guest will also market your facility. Because apart from that,
there's nothing.
There's nothing. So the human capital is so important.
So then, in relation to Adjoa's question, let me even elevate the conversation a little bit. What then causes the high labor turnover in hotels? Because it's staggering. I over the years before, I used to consult for hotels. I still do that on the low key, do trainings and all. And every time I go to a new facility, I'm meeting new people. I'm meeting a new set of people that I'm training. Like the people I trained some 1 year ago, they are about 10
staff
of them.
retention.
Yeah, they are gone.
Yeah.
Look, I always joke with the fact that the hotel industry is just like the football clubs.
Players come and
You
play.
see how Manchester has changed. My own team has changed managers.
Yeah.
Yes, you see, there is an interesting twist to the hotel business. Hoteliers poach a lot. Hoteliers poach a lot.
Okay.
When a new hotel is established, they want the best.
And experience.
Aha.
Yeah.
They will start with new recruits.
Yeah.
Yes, they will start with those who have the experience.
Right.
And where did you get them?
From existing ones.
From existing ones.
Their competitors.
That is the beginning point. Okay. And that is why we have been pushing that let's train a critical mass of people in the country when it comes to the hospitality and tourism industry, so that even when people are moving around, the same experience that we are moving around. So that shouldn't really make a difference that Nee is moving from this hotel to that hotel, or Rebecca is moving from this hotel to that.
Right.
It is because sometimes the training does not get on very well. Okay, which is why when people leave, then they leave gaps within it. But again, the new hotels or even existing hotels, sometimes they introduce, they expand, and once they expand, then they need a bigger brains, so to speak, to handle their affairs. And then what do they get them? They poach. Sometimes they go outside. And I'm sure you can see that some of the GMs in the system are foreigners. Okay. Now the local hotels are trying to get locals to manage. I know Ackah City has a local GM. Labadi is an example.
And even Moving Pick, exactly. Moving Pick. So it looks like they're all learning.
Yes, we are all trying to.
Talking about training, both of you are academicians. In our educational system, are we spending out enough professionals or trained individuals for the hospitality business, especially in hotel management and hotel operations?
Nee can respond to that because he's been involved in.
Are we training out enough?
But from the industry
perspective,
you see, we have been looking at it from two angles.
Right.
We have the public institutions, which are also training people into the industry, and we have the private as well. Okay, I wouldn't say we have as many as there should be. Okay, however, we have been making the point that there should be a hotel school or a tourism school, and I'm sure you know that there's that talk of it when tourism project, the Ghana tourism project, the World Bank sponsored. It was part of it. Unfortunately, it hasn't seen the light of day. But we have been pushing that there should be a hotel school whose sole responsibility must be to train those in the industry already.
Practical simulations.
Thank you. So those who are in the industry already, because things change very fast. And as part of the licensing, the license renewal, your staff, if you have a hotel, Rebecca Hotel, your staff of say 50, every year or every other year, they should have gone through that hotel school to upgrade their training. Okay, so that should be the sole one. Then you have the public and other institutions which will just train the general training. Okay, like the diploma, the certificates, the PhD, masters, and all that. That will be there. But there should be one that focuses on the industry.
Because things are changing.
That's where the challenge is. Because you could have somebody within the industry who has been working for the past 5-10 years who has never had any training. Because training is expensive. In the hotels, some of them are not ready or prepared to spend.
Exactly. I was about to ask that are the owners willing? Because you see,
training is expensive.
But I know that institutions that, let's just take from the basis, customer service, plain customer service. Sometimes these staff are learning on the job. There's no professional coming in to say, what do you do in handling complaints, how to go about guest grievances, the approach, the welcoming. There are customer service training organizations all over. I know institutions that use them a lot. But are these hotel owners or hotel operators leveraging on these ones for just the basics,
See, Rebecca, the challenges. So you run a small hotel. Okay, and I like to use small hotel because if you look at our industry, we have a pyramid structure.
Okay.
We have only five-star hotels. Then you are coming down to a few 4-star, a few 3, 2. Most of them are budget and 1-star. Now, you are in your budget of 1-star hotels, and a trainer or a training company brings a proposal. I'm coming to train your staff. Each person will pay about 1,000 or 2,000.
That's steep.
When
maybe the past week they have